any chiropractor that wants to grow in practice and grow in life, the starting point is goals. And when we have goals, to see where we're at, we have to have stats. We've got to keep track of what's going on. Now think about this. Every successful business has stats. I remember I was standing in line at a sandwich place several years ago, and there happened to be a UPS guy standing in front of me with his brown outfit on, and he had this handheld computer thing, and he was fiddling with it, and I somehow, as we were there waiting, I said, it looks like you could make phone calls with that thing. And he goes, you might. He goes, this tracks us, and we get a report every month down to 1/100th of a second for how long every time he left the truck to get back to the truck, and from when they left a destination to arrive at a destination, and it plans out all of the fastest ways to get to every drop-off point. It was very interesting. So there was a computer that was tracking everything, and he got stats at the end of the month and was evaluated based on those numbers. Okay? Now, if we look at most chiropractors in the world, really, they know some general numbers, but don't really know some of the details or what they mean. Like what they mean you need to do when you see them. Okay? So I'm going to take a second here and go over a few different numbers. I got a couple notes here, as you might imagine I would. The first one is this. Well, obviously, you're going to have the collection amount. Okay? And let's just say at the end of a month. Okay? There's what you collected that month. Now, of course, that dollar amount is from services who knows how far back. You might have got a personal injury check that was 3 years, okay, in process, and you might have had some prepays and wellness plan prepays and whatnot. But either way, that's the collections for the month. All right. Now, we cannot compare. Chiropractors want to compare month to month, but months have different numbers of working days in them. And I'm telling you, if you have $10,000 of services in a day and 1 month has 2 more days in it, well, that causes a tremendous, oh, Tory, my numbers are down this month. Well, you had 2 less days, okay? And that's big, because remember now, you may only have 16 days in a month toward the production. Yeah, there might be 30 or 31 days in the month, but if you're in a 4-day-a-week schedule, 4 times 4, you got 16 days of productivity. So every single day counts, okay? So obviously we have the collections per month. The next one's going to be common. It's going to be the volume or the number of patient visits. Now, do you ever wonder, do plastic surgeons keep track of how many visits they see? Do dentists keep track of how many visits they see? Kind of wonder that, isn't it? But in our world, that is our very quick guide to determine, hey, am I reaching people? Is what I'm doing being found valuable in my community? Am I bringing in new people and holding on to them to create volume? So this really tells quite a story, as does this. So those are always the 2 biggies. How many are you seeing? What are you collecting? That tells the story. In fact, that reveals many habits, your fitness habits, your money flow habits, your ability to promote, your persuasion skills, your systems, your procedures, your treatment time, your equipment, your office layout, your ability to assemble and train a team, all of these things. Now, the next is going to be this, of course, and that is the number of new people that come in the month, okay? And there's a lot that could be said here, because chiropractors cry, I want new ones, when really they have 20 other problems that need to be fixed first. It's kind of like if you have a car that doesn't run very good. That's hilarious, isn't it? You got a car that doesn't run that well, and then you sit there and you want to win races. Well, what you should want is to work on the car. What you should want is to drive the car better. See, many times this is the result of something. New patients come in as the result of what? treatment time, skill, results, communication ability, promotional skills, marketing skills. You get the idea? This is an effect, okay? And then there's what causes it. I want to get better at the causes. I don't want a bunch of trophies. I would say I want to become a great golfer, better at putting, better off the tee, better course management. You get the idea? See, many people just want the result. I just want to be in shape versus I want to work out hard at least 4 days a week. You get the idea? It's a very important distinction to make here. All right? So we have new people, and it's what causes the new people that's so important. Okay? All right, a recent podcast I just talked about new patient capacity. It's essential that you listen to that and understand. A lot of people want new ones, but really they don't have room for new ones. They think they do, but really they don't. I will show you something here. During the day, there will be times where there'll be a lot of people coming in. Say we got 8 o'clock, and then around here, 10 o'clock is a dead zone, and then you get closer to 12, noon, there's more people coming in, okay? Well, what happens here is all the new people that you want to see, additional new people, they want to come in here when this is all you're really able to see. Okay, this is when the phone's ringing and then somebody walks in and the phone rings again and then someone has to wait. See that? The second someone has to wait, you're done growing. It does not matter if you have a bunch of openings here, okay? It's how many people can you see when you're already busy, okay? Now, a couple of the stat things that are worth knowing here. And then we start to get some ratios here, like our PVA, okay? What's the average number of times a person comes in to see us over time and over the course of their care in your office? And people say, Toria, is a PVA of 60 good? Maybe, but it also can mean you don't have any new ones. Toria, I only have a PVA of 8. That's bad. Is it? Or do you have so many new ones, okay, that it throws off the ratio? So your PVA only is relevant as it relates to your overall volume and how many new ones you are getting, okay? But I will say this as a general rule. Your PVA should be around, or at least, what your initial plan offering is. So say you're offering 36 visits for most people that come in new, which I may or may not recommend that number. Well, you should have a PVA of 36 then, because it kind of tells you, are people at least finishing their plan? See, if you're recommending 18 visits and you had a PVA of 12, that means on the whole, people aren't even finishing their plan. They're quitting before they even get to the end of their initial care plan. That tells something, okay? And we got to go to the cause, okay? Scripting, procedures, bad breath, dirty fingernails, okay? Whatever it might be. Depth of belief, philosophical foundation, technical skill, dexterity, touch, okay? Clinical ability to be a doctor and be a chiropractor. All of these things come into play. And the last one I wanted to share a couple comments on is this one, collection per visit. Now, here's what I want you to be aware of, and this is sort of the main point of this whole brief video, is what should a simple adjustment office visit cost at a chiropractor office? If you go in for a small filling at a dentist, you go in for a dental cleaning, you go and buy a 1-hour massage. Okay, some of the standard procedures at places, okay? The hamburger, fries, and the Coca-Cola, okay, at the hamburger joints around the world, right? What is that? In fact, you could do a whole survey. In fact, some people do. They go to all the fast food places and they get the hamburger, the fries, and the pop, okay? And they compare the quality and they compare it to the cost, okay? All right, and when they do that, basically In-N-Out Burger always comes out ranked number 1, okay, as a general rule. Why? Well, they cause that quality and speed, okay? Realize you can go there and get like 2 hamburgers and all this stuff for less than it costs to go to Chipotle. In-N-Out Burger is a phenomenon. In fact, whenever I'm around In-N-Out Burger, I just have to go in there just so I can witness how awesome it is, and just out of sheer respect for the systems, the procedures, everybody's smiling, everybody's happy, there's incredible speed, and there is a certain quality for that type of food, okay? All right, collection per visit. So what should it cost to go to a chiropractor? Well, if we go back like 30 years, okay? 30 years, it was like 38 bucks, let's say, okay? And so a lot of people now might say 50 bucks. Some of you might have even thought something in the 40s, and if you thought 30, shame on you, okay? But what I want you to understand is $38 then, okay, means today, in today's dollars, it should be about $89 to walk in and just get a simple office visit adjustment at a chiropractor. So what's happened here is everything else has gone like this, and chiropractic has gone like that. And right there is the problem, okay? Chiropractic and chiropractors have stayed in the dark ages despite everything else: gasoline, cars, houses, lumber, groceries, insurance. Kidding me? All right. What you pay for insurance now for a year, it used to be, okay, that would last you 4 years, okay? Isn't it something? But yet somehow chiropractic fees have lagged behind, and they're in the dark ages. One thing I'm doing with my work in the profession, okay, is I want to be elevating this for the entire profession, okay? And we want to get to where every bit of this, and in fact, we can have it be quite a bit more for our higher end offerings that we may have in our chiropractic office, okay? So I want you to be aware that we have to have goals, we have to keep stats, we do want to understand what they mean, and the biggies are what it means you need to do, what you need to change, what you need to add, what you need to study, what you need to learn, the coaching you need to get from a legit high performance coach, okay? Someone who's actually done it and sustained it for a long period of time and has the experience to actually help you, okay? So you go to the parental gold medal winner when you want advice that, by the way, your practice runs your life. Your financial world runs your life. So if you're going to get advice and make any decisions as it relates to your practice and your money flow and your future, I am telling you, you do not waste any time talking to anybody except those who are the undisputed kings and the very best at what they do, because it has such big consequences for you, okay? So let's be sharp on this. Let's be aware. Let's always do what we need to do to grow, reach more people, and of course, build the exceptional life. Tory out.